All right, today we're replacing our front fork with a RFLOXA front fork and progressive spring. All right, so we got Sully here. He's gonna help us do this. Our Fast Ace fork is actually leaking oil.
Yeah, it's common for the Gen 1, Gen 2 Fast Aces. The fork seals were not very good.
This was probably the Gen 1 for sure. I think this was like 2 years ago. It's time for an upgrade. So yeah, here's a RFLOXA where recoil meets luxury. What do you think about that?
I'm here for it. I'm here to try it out.
Is luxury the word you would use for a front fork?
I mean, depends on what it feels like. We'll find out here.
Looks like a title. Certificate. It looks like a title certificate for a front fork. It's actually a checklist of inspection results.
And it comes with this thing. I don't know what this is. We're just gonna throw that away. But first thing I notice is the really nice, like the shiny triple is really cool. Nice black sanctions with the gold. I like that. Looks super high quality. So we'll pull these bad boys out of here and take a good look at them. Yeah, overall they look super high quality, so I think there's only one thing left to do is stick them on.
It also comes with an upgraded front axle.
Yeah, it says even right on here, it says where recoil meets luxury, right on the top of the sanction there on the adjustment dial.
Maybe something was lost in translation there, but I can see what the meaning is. Yeah. Plenty of videos on YouTube to learn how to replace a Surron front fork. We're not going to do this step by step. We're just going to do a quick montage. Obviously, my bike has a lot of things on the front. Got a lot of lighting, some wiring. So we're going to have to kind of like clean this up. I am looking forward to replacing these front forks with something that is this luxurious. All right, shall we?
We shall.
All right, we finally installed the RFLOXA front suspension fork. We actually had it on backwards when we first put it on. Also, I think we had the triple clamp on backwards as well.
Upside down, backwards, whatever, same difference.
Probably somewhere in the instruction manual it tells you how to do it, but we didn't refer to it at all.
Yep, sent it, figured it out the hard way.
You have a new front axle, and the way that this is designed, you don't actually need two axle nuts. You just need one. And like this side is a little bit bigger, it's a little thicker. And then the bolts that tighten around the axle are located on the top instead of the bottom, and that's a pretty cool feature. Sometimes you lose these things and you never know until you check on them.
But yeah, I mean, other than the user error part of it, I mean, everything went fairly smooth. There was no big hiccups or issues, nothing.
Oh, actually one thing was that it didn't come with a star nut.
That is true.
So luckily I had a spare star nut and installation kit that came with it. I'll put a link in the description, but if you decide to get these forks, you'll probably want to get that as well. I also have these spacers for the stem mount bolt. This is important, so when you tighten it down, pushes the triple clamp and gets everything to be seated correctly. I also cleaned off the bearing and put some new grease on it. Yeah,
another thing that we did really quickly is we found max on these, and what I like to do for tuning your suspension off rip, find the max, count how many clicks it is down to all the way at the least adjusted point, and then do about half on both, and then adjust accordingly.
But yeah, let's take it out for its first ride. I'll just do like a quick parking lot ride, and then Sully will probably do a little off-road.
RFLOXA Hawk31 Pro is all about durability and precision. With an impressive travel range of 203 to 228 millimeters, this fork has been engineered for a variety of riding conditions. It's built from 6061 aluminum for the bottom brackets, 7075 aluminum for the fork tubes, and 55 CRSI spring wire. It also has a stanchion diameter of 37 millimeters, along with a caliper mount spacing of 74 millimeters, and it's designed to work with 203 millimeter disc brakes, though there are upgrade options for those looking to go even bigger. On the whole, this fork is geared toward riders who demand a balance of high-impact performance and durability. One of the standout elements of the Hawk31 Pro is its inverted oil spring damping system. Unlike traditional forks, this one employs asymmetrical legs, with left and right sides operating independently. This unique design helps create a smooth but responsive ride and allows for some incredibly detailed adjustments. The fork comes with a range of settings, including high-speed and low-speed compression damping, rebound damping, and spring preload. Essentially, this level of customization means you can tweak the setup up for whatever kind of ride or terrain you're facing, whether it's stunt riding or tackling rough trails. The Hawk also has an oil pressure bottom-out design that provides extra support at the end of the travel. That means less jarring impact when you bottom out, a big plus for anyone hitting jumps or navigating rocky trails at high speeds. Inside, the fork uses dual compression valve plates to keep the compression damping consistent, and with the low-friction shock absorber oil designed to perform in freezing temps, it's built for reliable damping performance across a range of conditions.
Right now, with it sort of dialed in, feels like it's the right amount of preload for my weight. I'd say I'm about 130, 135 or something like that. And this feels pretty good just for like street riding. So one thing I noticed with my Fast Ace, which was leaking oil, is that it was becoming more springy, more bouncy. And yeah, this just feels dialed in, obviously, right out of the box. So we're just gonna kind of get right into it. And yeah, this feels perfect right now. You know, obviously I'm gonna have to kind of ride this for a while to really notice a big difference, but just how it's performing. Maybe I'll go on some grass over here. Super smooth, right? I got the street tires on, and this is obviously built more as a street bike, but even just hitting a little bit of this off-road on this grass is not bad. When we kick it over to Sully, he'll ride it on a little more off-road and he'll give you his thoughts, but yeah, just a little of this is really, really comfortable. Compressing the shocks a little bit when I brake. That feels good. I mean, a noticeable difference from the Fast Ace. Now, Sully did change the tune on this thing, so he'll give you a little stunt test ride, but feet down, wheelies. And when I come back down, I don't feel like I'm losing control. This feels good for me. Not sure what else I could say. I think Sully will have a little more information. He'll do a stunt test ride, then do some off-road with the Sully cam.
At first glance, they're absolutely gorgeous. I love the finish of the triples. The black shock tube is always a good neutral color to go with all the different colors of bikes. And overall, it's just pretty good build quality, went together nicely, so no complaints as far up to now. So let's give it a little stunt ride and see how we like it. So off rip, let's see how the rebound is for popping it up. That's a big thing when you're going fast. It makes it way easier to pop it up when you have that the extra rebound. And yeah, definitely a lot of rebound from this. Popping it up, no problem. Feels really nice and controlled, no issues. Going to a knee knock, still very controlled. I like how the front tire is still spinning. That was one of my complaints about some of the aftermarket forks. If you tighten them a little bit too much, the front tire stops spinning, which is problematic for wheelies because you want it to keep spinning to have that balance. It's almost like a big gyro on the front of the bike. But yeah, definitely good in that respect. And then coming back down, we got the progressive spring in this, so it'll be soft on the initial part of the compression, and then it'll be heavier on the top end. So if someone bigger does ride it and they jump it, they won't bottom out. So it's a progressive. So it's still good on pavement and it's good for off-road. It's kind of the happy medium. I don't really know what else to say. For stunting so far, it gets the seal of approval. It's nice, it's got good rebound. I would say that this is definitely a middle to higher end fork for a middle end price. I would compare it to other higher end forks in the three-way adjustability. I mean, some of those cost, $1,800 for the same thing. I mean, you knock $1,000 off and that's basically what you got here. So it's really good for the price. Definitely a very, very good contender in the upcoming fork market. Let's do a little off-road. There is one little jump right here we'll hit first, and then we'll head over there. Let's see how the suspension takes this. Taking the suspension nicely, the suspension is taking the bumps nicely. Kind of scared to slide out on these tires there. How you say? Woo, slick as hell. And then when they grip, they grip. But yeah, no, definitely, if we had some dirt tires, we could give it a little bit more beans. But overall, it is taking the bumps very nicely. Especially with all the adjustment, I'm sure it could be dialed in even more. I just don't know how to do that. Just spinning out like crazy on this grass. The squirrel's like, what are you doing? Yeah, not even close to bottoming out. You can feel when you hit that progressive spring rate, right when you hit it, you can definitely tell it gets a lot stiffer, and it prevents you from bottoming out all the way on those bigger jumps. And I'm sure that if I knew how to jump better, it wouldn't be getting compressed as much, because you know, you're landing more smoothly. I'm just kind of jumping to either flat or a downhill and not really caring about what I land on. But yeah, super sweet, super smooth, killer.
So here's what we like. The multi-stage adjustments allow for very precise tuning, making it adaptable to various terrains and riding styles. The oil pressure bottom-out design is effective, providing good end-of-travel support to handle high-impact landings. And the high-quality materials mean the fork is built to last, even in demanding riding environments. But here's some things to consider. With so many options, there's definitely a learning curve. Riders may need some trial and error to find the perfect setup, and given the fork's robust build, it may add a bit of weight, which could impact handling with heavier riders or during more technical riding. Overall, the Hawk31 Pro is a compelling upgrade for riders looking to get serious about stunt or off-road performance. It's customizable, durable, and highly responsive, with advanced damping and bottom-out protection that's hard to find in this price range. However, the level of adjustment means it's likely better suited to riders who are comfortable fine-tuning their setup or those willing to put in the time to get it dialed in just right. So what do you think? Could the Hawk31 Pro be the affordable upgrade your bike needs, or do you want more? Let us know in the comments below, and we'll see you guys in the next video.